पांचों बंदे पार्लियामेंट में जो घुसे थे ये पांचों पाकिस्तानी थे। इनका जो चीफ था उसका नाम था मोहम्मद, उसके बाद जो चार उसके साथी थे, एक का नाम था हमजा, दूसरे का नाम था हैदर, तीसरे का नाम था राना और राजा। इनकी बेसिकली जो मेन मोटिव ये था कि अंदर जो लोकसभा में एमपीज़ हैं, जो भी यहाँ की पॉलिटिकल एस्टैब्लिशमेंट, जो कंप्लीट पॉलिटिकल लीडरशिप जो है उसको ख़त्म करना।
Hello there and a warm welcome. You're tuned into this special broadcast here on Headlines today with me, Nida Khan. Just 3 months after the world saw 3,000 perish in the biggest terror atrocity of all time, another terror strike shook the very foundation of India's democracy. On the 13th of December in 2001, a group of gunmen broke through tight security to attack the parliament. What transpired after that was a complete bloodbath.
13 December 2001. 11:28 AM, Parliament House, Delhi. The winter session of Parliament is on. A disruption by the opposition causes a 40-minute adjournment. With work suspended, Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Leader of Opposition Sonia Gandhi leave for their official residences.
इसीलिए विड्रॉल का सवाल नहीं, लेकिन
But Home Minister L.K. Advani, along with his ministers and around 200 MPs, are still in the Lok Sabha. As is the routine, a battery of media personnel as well. 11:29 AM, gate number 11. The security detail of Vice President Krishna Kant's cavalcade await his arrival. Just at that moment, the security officials notice a white ambassador car speeding towards them. The officers get suspicious when they see Parliament House security guard Jagdish Yadav running after the car. They also try stopping the runaway car. Watching the security personnel moving in, the driver of the car turns towards gate number 1, but the driver loses control and rams into the stationary car of the Vice President. 11:30 AM, gate number 1. Before anyone can react, the doors of the ambassador open and 5 terrorists jump out of the car, firing indiscriminately. All 5 are armed with AK-47s, all 5 with bags slung around their shoulders. For the first time ever, terror had crossed the boundary of democracy. The whole Parliament complex resounded with the shots of gunfire. The 4 security personnel who ran to stop the car became the first victims of the terrorists. Those inside the Parliament were still unaware of the horror unfolding outside, till a huge blast alerted them to one of the most deadly terror strikes on Indian soil ever. The blast was an announcement that the seat of the biggest democracy in the world had been attacked.
Well, the Parliament was in its winter session that day. At 11:30 in the morning, 5 armed men in a white ambassador flitted out with an improvised explosive device and drove through the gates of the Parliament House. When they were challenged, they jumped out of the car and randomly opened fire. But if they thought they would meet with no resistance, they were in for a big surprise.
sound of gunfire and ear-splitting explosions left no doubt in anybody's mind that a siege had been laid on the seat of democracy. Fear gripped those inside Parliament. There was utter chaos as people rushed to take cover. As blasts rang out near gate number 11, security personnel of the Parliament House, Delhi Police and CRPF rushed in the direction. They found all 5 terrorists firing and lobbing grenades from near the car. They engaged them in a fierce gunfight.
30-40 फुट की दूरी पे थे वो लोग. जहाँ गोलियां चली तो मुझे तो ये एहसास भी नहीं हुआ कि ये गोली हो सकती है. मैं समझी कि कोई पटाखे फोड़ रहा है, पर ये भी ख्याल आया कि पटाखा कौन फोड़ सकता है पार्लियामेंट में. पार्लियामेंट तो एडजॉर्न हो गई थी. तो वो याद एक तस्वीर की तरह से मेरे दिमाग में अक्सर आती है.
Home Minister L.K. Advani, Defence Minister George Fernandes and other senior ministers were barely meters from where the gun battle raged on. They were taken to a safe place within the house. All the doors leading inside the house were closed and security personnel took up their positions. As the security men made grim progress, the terrorists changed their tactics. One of them ran towards gate number 1, firing indiscriminately, while the rest started moving towards gate number 12. The terrorists were attempting to reach the main entrance to the house so that they could gain entry inside. But the manner in which they were firing blindly made it clear that they were unaware of where the entrance was. In this confusion, one of them, who was moving towards gate number 1, started running towards the gate through the Parliament House gallery. But before he could succeed, he was shot dead by security forces. He fell just in front of an entrance near gate number 1. Even though the terrorist was hit, he was still alive and the security personnel were wary of approaching him. And their fear was not misplaced, as the terrorist soon realized that he was surrounded and blew himself up. One out of the 5 terrorists was dead, but the remaining 4 were still at large and creating havoc. The Fidain's only aim was to kill any MP, minister or politician they could see.
उन्होंने मुझे इतना बता दिया था कि हमें अंदर जाके लोकसभा में घुसना है और वहाँ पे जो MPs हैं उन पे अटैक करना है और रास्ते में जो भी मिलेगा उसको अटैक करना है.
The other 4 NSG commandos and the army were also pressed into action. Remaining terrorists realized that the other terrorist was possibly dead, and this made them even more desperate. The terrorists sped out, looking for possible places to hide, but the security personnel were closing in on them from all sides. The firing was still on, and then came another piece of good news. A second man had been killed near gate number 5. The remaining 3 made one last attempt at entering inside the Parliament House and started moving towards gate number 9, firing all the time. But alert personnel pinned them back at gate number 9. After an intense gun battle, one by one, all 3 were shot down. The entire area was cleared of unexploded grenades and the operation to secure the Parliament House was finally complete. And then began the investigation into the terror attack that shook the nation. Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
Well, according to the police, the dead terrorists had enough explosives to blow up the Parliament building and enough ammunition to take on a whole battalion of soldiers. Unlike most terrorists, these 5 left behind a thick trail of evidence, weapons, mobile phones, phone numbers, ID cards, which helped the police nab the brain behind the dastardly act.
smoke cleared, left behind was the smell of cordite and these sights. Bodies of 5 terrorists whose sinister plan were thwarted by a daring exhibition of courage. And the bodies of those 7 martyrs who had prevented it. 6 of those killed were security guards, while 1 was the gardener at the Parliament House. 18 others were injured in the gunfire. By this time, the Delhi police special team found their lead, a phone from the pocket of one of the terrorists. The call records revealed 3 numbers which were either dialed or received. All 3 numbers were traced to Delhi. By the evening of December 13, 2001, Delhi police tracked down those addresses. One of the numbers was of Afshan Guru and the second of Professor S.A.R. Gilani. Police detained Afshan and Gilani from their North Delhi residences for questioning. The two spilled out names of Afzal and Shaukat Guru. Afzal was supposed to monitor Parliament proceedings live on television to inform the terrorists about leaders present inside the house. But Afzal was in Azadpur area of Delhi at the time. He instead called up Shaukat and asked him to monitor Parliament proceedings and to be in touch with the terrorists. Shaukat too couldn't do it as there was a power cut at his place. Meanwhile, having not received Afzal and Shaukat's call for some time, the terrorists called them back to inform that the operation had already begun. By the time the Delhi police had obtained this information, both Afzal and Shaukat had fled the capital. Both of them had left for Srinagar by a truck owned by Shaukat. A police team was rushed to Srinagar to look for the duo, who would help them put together the final pieces of this massive conspiracy.
Now, Afzal Guru's chilling confession about the deadly conspiracy hatched in Pakistan to attack the heart of India's democracy, the parliament, has finally led him to the gallows. He's given a blow-by-blow account of how he was brainwashed to embark on this terror mission and how he was lured by the promise of big money in the name of jihad.
It was a Sunday. Afzal fixed an appointment with Tariq for 1:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, he gave me a laptop. Mohammed, he gave me 10 lakh rupees. He gave me 25,000 rupees also for my own self. That was for me. And he gave me a small diary. I don't know where that diary is now. तो ये मुझे हैंड ओवर करने थे. तारीख को संडे को वहाँ मुझे मिलना था उसे. संडे को दिन को 1:30 पे मिलना था मुझे उसको. ये मुझे हैंड ओवर करने थे तारीख को. तारीख फिर वो गाजी बाबा को दे देता.
But that didn't happen. Afzal and Shaukat were taken into custody the moment they reached Srinagar on the morning of December 15. A laptop and 10 lakh rupees were recovered from them. During interrogation, the two confessed to their roles in the deadly plot. Terrorists killed in the shootout at the parliament were Muhammad, Hamza, Haider, Raja and Rana. All of them were residents of Punjab province of Pakistan. They first crossed the border and entered Srinagar, and in November 2001, Afzal got them all to Delhi. Then they did a recce of various areas in Delhi.
Basically, जब मैं मोहम्मद को यहाँ पे ले आया था before 1.5 month, तो उस टाइम उसका कोई स्पेसिफिक टारगेट यहाँ पे नहीं था. उसने पहले दिल्ली असेंबली की रैकी भी करवाई थी और यहाँ पे जितने ये एम्बेसी इलाका है चनकियापुरी का, उसकी भी रैकी उसने कर ली थी.
In the beginning of December 2001, Mohammed came back to Delhi from Srinagar with a clear target.
अल्टीमेटली मुझे जब मैं दूसरी बार जब यहाँ से श्रीनगर गया तो वहाँ मुझे वो गाजी मिले, तो उसने मुझे बता दिया था कि मोहम्मद को जो लास्ट टारगेट हमने दे दिया है, लेकिन उसने वहाँ पे ये नहीं बता दिया कि कौन सा लास्ट टारगेट है. तो उसने ये बता दिया था कि मोहम्मद को बताना बिना टाइम वेस्ट किए हुए उस टारगेट पर अपने आप को फोकस करना और वो काम कर देना। तो फिर मैं जब यहाँ पे आ गया तो फिर मैंने मोहम्मद से पूछा था कि गाजी बाबा ने तुम्हें कौन सा टारगेट दे दिया। उसने कहा कि यहाँ की पार्लियामेंट जो है वही हमारा अल्टीमेट टारगेट है।
Mohammed was the leader of this group of terrorists. He entered the Parliament House with a bomb strapped to his body. He was also the first terrorist to be gunned down in the operation. The terrorists had bought an old ambassador car for this operation and pasted a fake sticker to get an easy entry into the premises. Though the mastermind and attackers were Pakistanis, some Indians too were part of this deadly plot. Afzal Guru played a major role.
गाजी बाबा की तरफ से मैं कह सकता हूँ, मतलब मैं सब चीज़ों को मिला के बोल देता हूँ कि ये चीज़ें, मतलब इन चीज़ों ने मुझे इस चीज़ पर ले आया। एक तो कुछ मोटिवेशन था, ऊपर से पैसों का भी चक्कर था। मेरी अब इकोनॉमिक कंडीशंस बहुत वीक हो गई थी। दिस इज ऑल्सो ए पार्ट ऑफ दिस।
These revelations by Afzal and Shaukat blew the lid of the entire conspiracy. A special court booked Mohammad Afzal, Shaukat Guru, Professor Gilani and Afshan Guru for treachery and waging war against the state. It announced death penalty for Shaukat, Afzal and Gilani. Afshan Guru was sentenced to 5 years in prison, but later Afshan and Professor Gilani were released and Shaukat's sentence was reduced to 10 years in prison. Good behavior during his 9 years in jail ensured Shaukat's punishment was further reduced and he was released from jail in December 2010, 9 months ahead of the completion of his 10-year-long jail term. However, Afzal Guru's death sentence was upheld. It was carried out at Tihar, bringing an end to a case that was an ugly scar on India's democracy.